All right, everybody, welcome into our Wednesday webinar talking about some survey hacking. Let's get rolling here. Welcome. In the chat, let me know where you're joining us from. All right. Can you hear me okay, Dan? Dan?
You're a little laggy. How about me?
Yeah, you seem fine. Am I delayed? How do we sound, guys?
Yeah, very.
You there, Dan? You there, Dan? All right, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Technical difficulties. Get started here in a second.
I think we're good now, guys. Ron's computer froze up on him, crashed the system. How's everyone doing today? Are we live? We're live, right, Ron? Haven't seen any comments yet.
We are live.
Oh, there are the comments. I am wrong. What's going on, Wayne, John, Karen? Sorry for the delay, guys. Mike, welcome in from Hawaii.
All right. Can you hear me okay now, Dan? Is this better?
Yep. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, sorry. I had some last-minute technical issues, guys. You know that is. Everything is good on this side. Talk about survey hacking, Dan, today. I was recording a podcast with someone, a pretty high level land investor today, and he started talking about survey hacking and like how 3 of his 7 deals this year have been survey hacking or whatever it was, and it just made me think about it. And I think it's something that we kind of not lose focus of, probably not the right term, but just kind of not put on the back burner. But it works. Like that's what he was saying too. Is talking to me like he's like this works. He's had some
Who was
crazy
it?
situations. That podcast is coming out tomorrow. What'd you say?
Who was it?
Casey Cavell.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really high level land investor. He's done some huge deals. That's gonna be a really good podcast. Make sure you guys have that. Get notified for that tomorrow. Yeah, I'm having some land portal. Dan is struggling to load for me here.
Mm-hmm.
See, is it on your end as well?
I'm not sure. I haven't opened it in a while.
But what a survey hack is essentially, guys, and we coined this phrase probably, I don't know, 18 months ago or so. What a survey hack is, it's essentially buying part of someone's land. So, and where this comes in value is Casey had a good situation today, and I don't want to ruin the podcast. I want you guys to watch that tomorrow. But it was a older gentleman, and the guy, his wife passed away a few years ago, 5 years ago. He owned 50 acres and a house. He had like $150,000 owed on his house. Casey offered to buy, I think 30 of the acres for 300 grand, which gave him the ability to keep 20 acres and his house, and also pay off his mortgage, set some money aside so he can live comfortably, everything like that. And also the guy doesn't have to worry about maintaining his other 30 acres. So now he's got 20 acres, a house, and Casey was able to actually subdivide that land as well. I think that's where the beauty of it comes in, Dan. It's just it creates so many more potential sellers for us.
Yeah, it opens up the inventory in 2 ways, right? It opens it up because 1, you can target a house, and 2, you can target people who don't want to sell their land, but they want to sell part of their land. So naturally, we fell into this because we were sending mail to, let's just say, for example, 2 to 500 acres. And we would get calls back, and people would say, "I don't want to sell my 50 acres or whatever it was," and they would hint that they can sell part of it if we want part of it. Like a couple guys said this over time, and then that's where the idea came. It's like, okay, you can sell part of your land. Can we target it that way? Can we take more advantage of these leads that we have coming in? And that's really what this is about. Like if you guys are already marketing and doing this business, this is a way to take your leads and create something that wasn't there. It's just like double closing, right? Offering them different things to get more money per mailer, per marketing attempt, things like that. But my land portal is working fine, Ron. You want me to share my screen?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Let's see if I'm able to here. Can you see this all right?
Yeah, I just got to free it up. Give me a second. Let's see how we want to do this. Does that work fine? Yeah, we're in the bottom right corner.
And let us know in the chat, guys. If you guys have questions on survey hacking, and if you even know what it is, essentially, like just give us your background on survey hacking. I know we talk about it quite a bit, but it's also a lot of newer people in here, and we want to go over things from a very basic level as well and provide value for both here. But let us know in the chat about your survey hacking experience and if you guys have questions on it. All right. So first round, what do you want to go over?
Let's just pull up a piece of land that makes sense for a survey hack. Then we can go into like building a list of what it is. So again, survey hacking, the beauty of, there's a lot of things that I love about survey hacking. One is there's just unlimited possibilities with it. So for this land, for example, that Daniel has pulled up, like survey hacking, again, the definition that we created is buying a piece of the land, part of the land. So part of a parcel. So whatever this is, Dan, what do we have? 25 acres here. So this is 25 acres, and I think it was Claremont County, Ohio. It looks like 25 acres. So you send this person an offer. I'm interested in buying some or all of your land, and you can buy 22 of the acres. You can buy 5 of the acres. You can buy 15 of the acres. But the definition of what survey hacking is buying a portion of a piece of land. And the sales pitch on this is they get to keep some of their land. You obviously get to get a piece of land, make some money on that land, whatever you do with it. And there's just so many possibilities with it.
Yeah. And this is a really, really, this is actually a park. So I'm going to try to find another one, Ron. Let's go a little more. Where are we?
Yeah, go a little more rural.
Yeah. Let's see here. This is a good one. How big is that? 124 acres. Let's see here. That's good. Let's do this. It has a mobile home on it too, and double side road frontage.
Oh yeah. Okay. So let's draw, Dan. So let's just say, how many acres is this? 30 acres. Let's just cut off like that bottom right corner on the land.
Here?
Yeah, go above the mobile home though. So
Oh,
go
you're
above.
going to-
Let's say they just want to keep that.
Oh, okay. They want to keep that.
They're like,
okay.
I want to keep my mobile home. I'm living here. I've lived here for 40 years. I'm not moving. But I do have all this other land. You can see on the west side, there is some road frontage as well, is what Dan was talking about. So cut that, Dan.
Yeah, we do have a problem on the west side that I'll talk about in a second. But essentially, this guy just wants to keep his whatever acres this ends up, 5, 10 acres, 5 acres, 6 point, whatever. But the reason, because this guy wants some money, right? Why would someone want to do something like this? Because one, they can liquidate part of their asset now. They can sell part of their asset. Typically, if you want to sell this piece of land and the house, you sell them together, right? We're offering them a solution to sell part of the land like we talked about. So in this example, this guy wants to sell 7 acres around his house. That's his little mobile home right here. Here's a little parcel drawn. And now we have this whole other, how much is it, Ron? 30 minus 7, 23 acres around it. And then we have the question, Ron, okay, so and it doesn't always work like this. Maybe this guy wants to keep 20 acres, right? And we get 10. You can do that too. So that would look more like, let me redo this, Ron. Whoops. That would look more like if he wanted to keep majority of the land, you just cut it straight down like this, right? Maybe he wants to do that. We have options here. That's why I really, really like this strategy, is because there are no rules to it, right? You can get very creative. Now he's keeping 17 and we have the remainder essentially. So those are the options. And then when you have the remainder like this, Ron, you can even break it up further. You don't need to sell this one lot that we have to the north, right? We can subdivide this up if it makes sense, or we can just split it, or we can just sell it as is.
Yeah, 100%. That's the beauty of it. There's infinite almost possibilities in terms of what you can do. So you talk about land flipping, people talk about dilution, whatever it is. And like, this is a strategy where there are so many potential sellers, and it is problem solving. That's one thing Casey talked a lot about on the podcast that is coming out tomorrow that I recorded today. And he's like, he's only done 7 deals this year. He'll do multiple $1 million of profit. But he is in the business of problem solving for the sellers. Like, that's how he looks at every conversation with a seller. Not every person you're going to be able to buy their land for 50% of market value. Okay, maybe you buy a portion of their land and get that portion at 50% of market value, or you're able to subdivide it down. So it's just creative problem solving with these. That's how you go from, okay, just being a land flipper to like really making money, is when you start solving problems. It's a niche you're creating with this, Dan. And there's some people who do survey hacks here and there, but being able to actually do them consistently is where you can make some really, really good money.
Yeah, and since you have double-sided frontage on this, I mean, you could chop this into 3, 4 parcels potentially, and really get creative with it. And then all of a sudden, you're survey hacking and subdividing at the same time, right? So lots of different ways to go about this, and they don't need to have a house at all. People that own land, this is a ton of land right here, Ron. But people that own land in general might want to sell part of their land. So you get these big parcels. You attack 50 acres. You attack 100 acres. Something like this. Maybe they just want to keep 10 acres, and you can take 10 and you can subdivide them up into 2 5s. There's such good opportunities. And the one thing I want you guys to take it, if not anything from this, is you have current leads right now that are hitting your guys' phones or whatever, responding every single day. This can be a backup plan B offer, if anything. It doesn't need to be your go-to target survey hacking necessarily. But when you talk to people who are kind of on the fence, they don't want to sell all of it. It's been in the family. Maybe they want, you'll get a sense of what kind of people want to use this, and you pitch, well, I don't need to buy the whole thing. We could split it up, and you could keep, if you want to keep 10 acres, that's fine too. And their interest will be intrigued if you hit the right people with it.
So what DJ Destroy asked was, how do you actually split the parcel like a normal subdivide? Yeah, so you'll get under a solid contract, put some earnest money down, and you will get a survey essentially before the property is closed. So there'll be 2 separate parcels. Mr. Seller gets to keep his parcel with the house or whatever that you agreed on, and then you'll get to keep the remaining acres again that you agreed on. So it's just get under a solid contract, get a survey. It doesn't matter who pays for a survey. You guys can discuss that. You and the seller split it. I don't know. or maybe you pay for it and you're reimbursed at closing. I don't know exactly. You guys can discuss that. That's a negotiation thing that you can have with the seller. But that's essentially a process. It is not that confusing a process, and it increases your potential deals. I don't know, by 2 or 3x, I'd imagine.
Yeah, let's do an example here. So in this example, this guy right here owns 21 acres, right? He wants to keep his front yard. He lives right here in the back, right? He wants to keep some of this front yard for his family, just hanging out, whatever. So he wanted to keep 6 acres, let's say 6.5. We have this whole opportunity on double-sided road frontage to split this up accordingly. I know a lot of people like to watch these splits happen, Ron. So with this amount of road frontage, what do you want to split it? I just want to show an example of how we're going to do this.
Okay, so yeah, let's say we're leaving that. So he has that house. So he has 2 separate parcels. He has that house.
Right
then
here.
we're going to also leave him that triangle, which is 6.5 acres. Let's just take it on the southern road, Dan, and just go like 200 feet of road frontage.
Here?
Yep. So I think that's going to be like 4.
That's about 200
Like
right here.
220, yeah, something like that. And go all the way to the back.
All the way to the what?
Back.
What do you mean to the back?
Oh, I thought you were talking about subdividing.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Let's do here to here like that. How's that look? I think Ron may have froze. Let me know if you guys can hear me.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, there you go. You're back. Now I
Okay.
can. Like this though, correct?
Yep. Yeah, we should be able to get full out of this.
Get a full one with 2.
Question.
Let's get 220 feet again. And we're drawing it up. And then we got a nice little 3.8 acre parcel there. Same
do that
thing.
As one. Let's just do that as one. Yeah, that's gonna be tight for 2.
No, because I wanted to use this side of road frontage too.
That's not road frontage. That's a driveway.
Oh, ew, that changes things. Okay, well then we're gonna do one of these.
Not that deep. Okay. Well, I like it. Guys, this is a way to make.
All right, we just got 4 parcels. So he's keeping this one on the right, this 6.5 acres right here where my cursor is. He wants to keep that because he just wants to keep some of his land. This is his house right here. He gave us what did that leave us with? Well, how many? 21.
I think it was like 15 acres.
Yeah, he's giving us about 15 acres or so. So we split it into a 3.4, 3.8, 3.4, and a 4-acre parcel right here, if that makes sense. This is a flag-shaped parcel. So we got 4 parcels out of an opportunity that would have never been here if we didn't offer to buy part of his land. These are the opportunities you guys will run into. So I just want to show a real life example. You don't need to always split them up. You don't need to subdivide them into further. Sometimes you can just sell one whole one, but I did want to get that point and show a live example around. You can stop sharing my screen unless you want me to hit anything else.
When you guys get these opportunities, it's about problem solving. Like we split it up how we thought. Maybe it's not the way to make the most money. Like you're trying to maximize your profit essentially in a quick way, essentially. So again, it's like problem solving for seller. Seller wants to keep 6 acres, whatever it is. Like, okay, here you go. I'm going to take this. And then how can you make the most money on the back end or maximize your potential? What's the best use case for that remaining 15 acres? And obviously we just did that really, really quickly. Let's get through some questions here, Dan. Really good questions coming in. I know this is for you guys who are joining us for the first time, and let us know in the comments is like this is your first time seeing us talk about land or just hearing about land flipping. This is obviously a higher I don't want to even say skill thing. It's just it's not normal. It's a little more advanced. What's the cost to do the survey, and how do you know if the county will approve the subdivision of the lot? You call them. You call the county, you ask them, you call a survey, you call 3 surveyors, you get 3 quotes. I can't tell you what it's going to cost. A survey like that might cost $3,500, maybe $3,000, what Daniel just showed. Yeah, call the county. You can find some restrictions and stuff online. Sorry, Dan.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised also if you told me it cost $5,000 for that survey. So anywhere in that ballpark.
Yeah, get quotes. Like different markets have different costs for things. If you're really rural, I don't know, it might be cheaper. If you're more urban, like where things are more expensive in or close to the city, like it might be more expensive. You couldn't assign the part you buy, right? Especially if you're going to subdivide, you would need to take down. You can do whatever you want. Like you can definitely assign something like this. Like if you have under contract, you would probably go through the subdivide process. I would think you definitely can. There's a way to do what you're saying. You can definitely get money partners as well. Like the way for you to make the most money, like, yeah, if you're trying to assign and get quick cash, that's probably the best way to do it. But if you want to make the most money and you don't have money to pay for the deal, get a money partner, split the profit.
Yeah. Yeah. Got a question on learning. I want to kind of do surveying myself. Well, depending on what your strategy is and if you want to do that for your full-time job, but I wouldn't just learn to survey. Yeah, that's a job. And
it's
it's
like
highly,
saying you want to go be a plumber because something.
Yeah, it's highly scaled. And there's equipment and machinery and stuff too
cool.
that they use. Really cool job. Yeah, I've always been intrigued when I see their machines set up, and I like growing up and stuff in different yards. I've always been curious to how it actually works. But yeah, that's a full-time job. We saw a couple run on where to find land buyers. So we actually find land buyers. What are you on your phone, Ron?
Laptop.
Ron's on his phone taking a call. What was I doing? Land buyers. Where do we find them? So yeah, so if we with that live split that we just did, we did a survey hack where we bought part of their land. We bought 15 acres and we split it up into 4 different lots. We'll then take those lots and put them on the MLS. We put them on Redfin. We put them on Realtor.com, Zillow. We put them everywhere you can get them.
That's all from MLS.
Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, so we put them on the MLS, everything, right? We also put them on land.com. We're not doing the strategy where we go and find the builder or a buyer before actually doing it. We find the value first. And then since we're putting it on the market, we own the deed. We own the property. We have the deed. We can put it anywhere we want. The advantage of finding builders first is because then you just double close it. You don't need to own the property. But with how easy it is to get funding and investing and everything in these deals, so easy. One of the easiest parts of this business. We like to buy it so we can list it everywhere and we don't need to pre-calculate our different buyers, builders, and all that.
I see it in like YouTube comments a lot, and obviously we're on YouTube right now. There's like a preconceived notion, maybe because like the way infill lot people do it, that like you need a buyer before you buy a piece of land. That is not true. There are plenty of people looking exactly what Daniel just subdivided on that picture. Like there are buyers out there. You do not need a buyer lined up before you buy a piece of land. You can find buyers. You can find buyers sometimes in 24 hours, 48 hours. Like you can sell these lots fast. You don't need to make outbound phone calls. You post them up. People are looking for land. You need to do the market selection on the front end to make sure there's buyers in that area, but you do not need to like, okay, I know exactly who's going to buy this piece of land.
Yeah. And I think it's more about people won't market to areas unless they have buyers built in, not buy a property, because when they have buyers, they just flip it right away anyways, or just assign it. So they're never buying it anyways. But I think it's a lot of infill lots strategy, which is fine. Like I know a lot of people who focus on their infill lots, but the infill lot people, they can't list their property on the MLS because they don't own the property. So it makes it very difficult for them. And they're just under a quick 90-day marketing period with the seller. They didn't even get an attorney in fact. So it's a whole different strategy. We're actually taking down this deal using a bunch of investors, land investors, capital, so we can list it anywhere. We can get maximum value. We can sell it very quick on the MLS.
So you're licensed to have access? No. So we use what are called flat rate brokers. One of the bigger ones we use is List with Freedom. You do not need to be, it's how you can basically put on the MLS, not representing yourself because technically they are representing you, but it's a flat fee. They charge like $100, $150. They'll put you on the MLS and then they'll flow calls to you. What do you mean it's easy to buy? I said it's easy to find the buyers. Not easy might not be the right word. You do not need to have not to buy. Oh, maybe when I was talking about funding.
No, so what do you mean it's easy to buy? Oh, okay. He's talking about it's easy to buy. Maybe when I was talking about deal funding is easy to use. Yeah.
If you can find a good deal, like let's say, for example, that deal that Daniel showed earlier was buy for $50,000. After you split it, like you can get 120 back. And very realistic deal numbers. There's people lined up out the door to fund deals like that. You just got to be in the right communities. Get in our free Discord community. Get in different communities and network with money partners. Essentially, there's so many people. Casey, again, I know I brought him up a few times. Casey, who was on the podcast, he's like, I want to fund more deals. There's a lot of experienced people who want to be money partners in deals.
Yeah, because that's the cycle of land investing. I say this over and over and over again, right? You start with nothing, you get a few deals, you make some money, you get a few more deals, you make a lot of money, you have a lot of money sitting in your bank, literally tons of money sitting in your bank. This is how it worked for us. We started with very little, tried to get one deal, tried to get a second deal, use deal funding on it, right? And then eventually we looked at our bank. We're like, wow, we have enough money not only to buy a lot of our own deals, but also to fund other deals. So we started investing in other people's deals. That's a cycle of land investing because it is such a profitable space.
Can funders purchase the survey for survey hacking? Whoever pays for what is all negotiable. Like, you definitely could. It could be part of it. Some funders are going to be like, and what I typically do, like if I was funding one of your deals, I would be like, you pay for this up front. I'll reimburse you after it's closed, because I don't want to put money up front and then it not close. So that's how we typically do it. But again, it is all negotiable.
Yeah, if it was a really good relationship though, Ron, and someone who works with us a lot, came to us and was like, will you pay for this? And we've done a lot of deals with them, but it's negotiable, like you said.
Mm-hmm. What's the link for Discord? Let me see if I can find that real fast.
It should be landinvestingonline.com/Discord. Is it not anymore?
That will get them to login page. Let me see real fast. That's actually a good question. That will get them to the sign up page.
No, that's it. Yeah, sign up page. That's where we want them.
Yeah. Okay. Landinvestingonline.com/Discord. You putting that in there, Dan?
Yeah, I'll put it in there.
Yeah, be in communities, guys. Network with people, whether it's our community, someone else's community, networking with people. Because that's one of the biggest gaps is when you find deals like, okay, where am I getting money? I think so many people try to skip that part. It's really, really important to have relationships.
Yeah.
What is the main return for someone providing funding? 10%. Hard money loans 10 to 15. A lot of times these are profit splits, especially with newer people, where you buy for $50,000, you sell for $100,000. It might be a 50-50 profit split where the funder gets $50,000 plus $25,000 profit back. And the manager, who would be the deal finder, essentially gets 25 as well.
And the reason that's so popular, if you're looking from the investor standpoint, is because you take on all the risk. So if that property doesn't sell, if anything happens, like the risk is on you, it's your property, and the manager's the one who just gives you essentially all the risk, because that's why the splits are higher than typical, like 12-15% loans that have mortgages on them and backed. These are risk-free essentially for the people that find the deals.
Kendra, I would actually like to be a money partner rather than learn all this. The problem with just being a money partner is you're assuming good deals, essentially. Like if you're a hard money partner, that's one thing, but there's risk in all of this. And that's why a lot of the bigger money partners within land investing, land flipping, took down deals themselves first, or like was the quote unquote manager in it. Because the gap with being a money partner and not understanding the business is like you
got to underwrite the deals,
putting your money in the right deal. You need.
So there are some things you want to for sure learn the business, Kendra. This is great. Like your situation is good. You want to learn because you're in high demand. If you want to fund deals, and you can you can definitely get deals fairly easily locked up without having to go through all the acquisition process and everything that we just talked about. But so you do want, the biggest challenge is you want to know how to underwrite deals. You want to know how to say yes or no. You want to know the value of them. You want to know the risk. You want to know how to analyze them, review deeds. You want to be able to do due diligence on the property. A few ways to do that. One, that you can outsource some of your due diligence. There's like due diligence land companies in this space who would do it for you. Two, I had a friend who does what you did without having land and investing experience. And his strategy, he would try to review it himself, right? But he wasn't that experienced yet and wasn't in the industry long enough. So then what he started doing, he would send it to 2 or 3 people he trusted that were in the space for 5 years, and say, hey, and he'd pay him $80 per, he'd pay him $80 per every time to review them. And he'd just send it to 2 to 3 people, I think. And then they'd underwrite it, give it feedback. And he'd essentially tell the manager yes or no and give them the rates and all of that based off that.
Can we do this in Hawaii and U.S. territories? It's not Hawaii. You can. U.S. territories. It's just not great data. Like the gap is the data, the property records, everything like that. There's going to be some gaps definitely in the U.S. territory stuff. But you can do this. in the continental United States from anywhere. Like whether we have people in Australia doing this, Europe doing this, in the United States.
You can do this in Hawaii, though. We have a lot of data being pulled in Hawaii right now.
Really?
It's becoming a thing.
That's crazy.
Alaska's next. Go beat everyone to Alaska.
That software we showed earlier, Land Portal, guys, we have a free trial in the description below, landportal.com/subscriptions, free 7-day trial. If you guys do get started today with the advanced plan, shoot us an email, support@landportal.com. Just say you're in this call, and we'll give you guys 1,000 free property exports. Other than that, guys, we will see you guys next week, every week, 5:30 Eastern. We'll see you then. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for joining.